I opened my eyes to pearls and realized drowning hadn't killed me. It had changed the rules.
You're awake.
Then I saw who had been watching me wake.
What did you do to me?
The second horror was worse than the first. I wasn't in my own body.
I did nothing. You drowned saving one of my subjects from a human net. Noble. Stupid. Your body is currently elsewhere.
Elsewhere.
Occupied. The soul that belongs in that flesh is a favorite of mine. She woke in your human skin 6 hours ago. She's been busy.
Busy doing what?
Using your name to acquire your research institute, among other things.
My institute. My work. My whole life was already moving without me.
She can't. She doesn't have my credentials, my knowledge.
She has your voice. Your colleagues find her refreshingly personable now. My pet was beautiful, obedient, and vicious. Everything I wanted. This body you're wearing knows how to please me. Learn quickly.
I'm not your pet.
No. You're a human scientist occupying royal property. The distinction matters to you. It doesn't to me. A servant will arrive shortly. She'll teach you how to move, how to speak, how to behave in my court. You will learn.
And if I refuse?
Then I'll find out if human souls can drown twice.
His Highness said I'm to teach you. Etiquette, movement, the basics.
The basics of being his pet.
The basics of surviving here.
She was his favorite.
Since she arrived 3 seasons ago, no one else could hold his attention.
What changed?
She started acting strangely. Secretive. His Highness discovered she'd been communicating with humans, trading things she shouldn't. When he confronted her, there was an accident. A ritual went wrong. Then you were here.
Destroying my life topside.
His Prighness says you move like a wounded seal. I'm a marine biologist. I've spent my career studying how sea creatures move. I just never expected to be one. The tail responds to thought, not muscle. You have to want to move. Perhaps we start with something simpler. His Highness prefers a 45-degree incline, palms up, eyes lowered but not fully closed. It shows deference without total submission.
Is that what Serafina did? Serafina never lowered her eyes at all. That was why he kept her. Not jealousy. Not yet. Just a splinter of understanding.
Show me. The bow, then the swimming, then whatever else I need to know. You're not going to fight? I spent 6 years fighting for research funding, 2 years fighting a tenure committee, 3 months fighting to publish my last paper. I know how to wait.
Again. Again.
Small court appearance, private dinner, just His Highness and a few nobles. By the 7th day, I could swim without hitting walls. Apparently that qualified me for dinner with a king. Small turned out to mean 20 witnesses and nowhere to hide.
Sit.
Your new pet is quiet, Highness. Serafina would have sung by now.
Serafina sang when she wanted something. This one hasn't decided what to want yet.
He said, this one, like I was an object he hadn't priced yet. I want to go home.
You are home.
This isn't my body. This isn't my world.
Your world is where your body currently resides, and your body is smiling for cameras at an oceanography gala. Accepting your award? Very alive, very human. While you sit in my palace wearing my property and tell me you want to go home. You have no home. You drowned. What you have is my tolerance. Learn the difference.
The worst part, the cruelty. It was that he made it sound factual.
Perhaps she needs more training, Highness. Serafina never embarrassed you like this.
I swam back smoothly this time. Humiliation apparently was excellent for motor learning. On the 6th time, I felt him behind me before I heard him. Maris had told me what that kind of quarrel meant when words failed.
His Highness summons you. Immediately.
What is that?
A viewing portal. Expensive. Forbidden for centuries. My pet left instructions before she fled. I finally deciphered them.
Instructions for what?
To show you what you've lost. Look.
Alara Reed has always believed the ocean holds answers we haven't learned to ask the right questions for. Tonight, I'm honored to accept this recognition on behalf of that belief. She's good.
She's a performer. She always was.
No, she's good at being me. She studied me.
That's wrong.
Yes, she doesn't know everything. Acquisition by a larger entity is the only path forward. The research will continue, just under new management.
Alara, this seems sudden. 6 months ago, you were fighting to keep the Institute dependent.
6 months ago, I was naive. I've grown. She knows enough to destroy me. She said my name like it belonged to her.
It does. For now.
No. She said Alara Reed will always belong to her. That's what she meant. She didn't mention you once. Not your name, not your kingdom. She's not coming back, Kaylin. She used you to escape.
I know.
Then stop treating me like her replacement. I'm not your pet. I'm your only path to understanding what she's actually doing up there.
Where are you going?
To prepare. Tomorrow, you start teaching me your kingdom's power structure. Every alliance, every weakness, every secret Serafina knew and every one she didn't. And I'll teach you how to use my body to stop her, not my face.
I thought you wanted to go home.
My mind, the one she can't fake.
His Highness said you might be here. He said to give you whatever you ask for.
Good. I need to know who holds power besides him, who resents him, who Serafina was close to. That's dangerous knowledge. Knowledge isn't dangerous. The people who hoard it are. I need to learn your written language. Fast. I can teach you, but Aladra, why? If you help him, what do you get? Leverage. The more valuable I am, the less replaceable. That's very cold. No. Scientists ask questions because they care about answers. You care. I see it when you swim now. You're observing, measuring currents, testing what your tail can do. That's not cold. That's hungry. Teach me the word for alliance.
They're meeting tomorrow. The Institute board. She's pushing for a vote.
Tell me exactly what she's proposing.
Acquisition by an outside entity. Your colleagues are uncertain. One of them, Leo, asked for more time. She smiled and said time was a luxury they couldn't afford.
Leo is right. We need an independent author of the acquisition terms before any vote. I move to table the discussion for 2 weeks.
That will work?
It will buy time. Leo will second it. He's been waiting for the real me to push back.
What if she challenges me?
She won't. Not in public. She needs to seem reasonable.
My reasonable always asks for more data.
You're teaching me to be you.
Yes,
Why does that feel like I'm losing something?
because you've never had to be anyone but yourself. Welcome to my world. The word for alliance, and then the word for betrayal. I need both. Yes, Alara. The motion passed?
Your Leo seconded immediately. 2 others supported. She had to agree.
Good.
She said that was clever, Ilara. You've never been clever about politics before.
Then tomorrow we test her back. I'll teach you how to plant false information.
You're good at this. Calm, precise. You don't break.
Everyone breaks. I just do it where no one can see.
A message, Pearl. Encrypted. From someone in the court who wants to remain anonymous.
The human vessel has been seen near the thermal archives. She asks questions about the old rituals, the forbidden ones. Be careful who you trust.
She's still playing a game down here.
You felt it earlier. The connection, it's getting stronger.
I noticed.
It shouldn't be. The ritual was meant to be temporary, a bridge until we could reverse it. But the bridge is deepening.
What does that mean?
The longer we stay linked, the harder it becomes to separate. Our souls are adapting. If we don't reverse this soon...
How soon?
I don't know. Serafina took the ritual texts.
Then we make her use them. She still has allies here. She's asking about forbidden rituals, old magic, the kind that got her out in the first place.
She's planning something else. Another exchange.
Or something worse. What did you mean when you said she traded things she shouldn't have?
Merfic DNA. Genetic material. Our biology is valuable to humans. We heal faster, live longer, adapt in ways your species can only dream of. She was selling samples.
They were testing it.
Yes. And if they learn what it really is...
They'll come for more. Reverse engineer it, patent it, weaponize it. The ocean won't be your kingdom anymore, it'll be a harvesting ground.
You understand quickly.
I understand greed. It's the same in every species. She's using my name and my institute to facilitate it. That's not just theft, that's desecration.
You love the ocean. Even now. After what it's done to you.
The ocean didn't do this to me. She did.
Teach me to read your ritual texts. If she's looking for forbidden magic, I need to understand what she might find.
You want to study our most sacred writings?
I want to be 3 steps ahead of her. That requires data.
You're the strangest creature I've ever met.
I'm a scientist. We're all strange. This symbol means exchange, but also sacrifice. You couldn't gain without losing. And this one? Similar, but with an extra line.
That's forbidden. Soul binding, permanent connection, used only once, in the oldest stories. The 2 souls became one. They could never be separated, but they could never truly be together either. Always aware, always feeling what the other felt. No privacy, no peace. It was considered a curse.
It's everywhere. It has to mean something. Why does it feel like it's watching me?
I do. I just do it where no one can see.
His Highness left something.
Maris, teach me the word for again. Again? Again.
She's moving. Today, emergency session. She's forcing a vote.
Can you stop her?
She's promising security, funding, protection from me. She's made me the threat.
Say this exactly. I move to table the vote pending a full security audit of the acquiring entity. Under institution bylaws, any member may request such an audit if they provide reasonable cause. I am providing reasonable cause.
What cause?
Don't specify. It's a scientist word. It makes
And when they ask for details?
They won't. Not in public. My transparent always follows procedure.
You're different when you do this. Your presence gets sharper, clearer, like light through still water.
My voice isn't...
Not your sound. Your presence. I like it.
Lord Corvin. He was Seraphina's ally before she fell from favor. He's been asking about the old rituals, the forbidden ones.
What does he want?
Power. He was passed over for the Throne Council. He's never forgiven his Highness.
And Seraphina promised him something.
She promised everyone something.
What did she promise you?
Safety. She said when the changes came, I'd want to be on the right side.
You're on the right side now. She's not protecting anyone but herself.
It worked. They tabled the vote. She had no choice.
Good.
She asked to speak with me privately. Tomorrow.
Don't. She's testing you.
Then teach me. Every habit. Every detail she might use to expose me.
I tap my pen against my lip when I'm thinking. I say interesting when I mean you're wrong. I hate rushed conclusions. I always ask for more data.
You know yourself better than anyone I've ever met.
That's what scientists do. We observe.
No, that's what survivors do. She knew.
Knew what?
Not everything. Not about us. But she knew I wasn't you. She said, "You've gotten better at pretending, but you're still not her. Alara would never have fought back."
She's wrong.
What did you say?
Nothing. You told me silence makes humans uncomfortable.
Good.
But I wanted to hurt her, the way she hurt you. I've never wanted anyone like that before. Not personally.
That's what she does. She makes you feel things, then uses them against you. Don't let her.
How do you stop it?
You don't. You just stop letting it control you.
Lord Corvin met with a messenger from the surface last night.
Seraphina.
Probably. She's moving more genetic material than before, enough to start a harvesting operation. If she succeeds, my people become a resource, farmed,
Then we
bled.
stop her.
How?
We find her pattern, her weakness. Every system has a flaw, every plan has a point of failure. We find hers and we break it.
And if she doesn't have one?
Everyone has one. Hers is that she thinks she's already won.
You conspired with a traitor. You helped her steal our genetic heritage. You helped her sell it to humans.
I helped her save our kingdom. The humans were coming anyway. She found a way to profit from it, to control it.
By making us a commodity.
By making us valuable enough to protect.
You don't protect something by selling pieces of it.
The biological samples Seraphina exported weren't random. 17 distinct sequences, each coded to a different merfish biological trait. Accelerated healing, pressure adaptation, bioluminescent regulation. She wasn't selling fragments. She was selling a catalog. A menu. Humans don't protect what they value, they patent produce it. Find the cheapest way to extract maximum profit. I know, I am one. She used my institute's equipment to process the samples, my credentials to legitimize the transactions, my face to assure her buyer was authentic. She used all of us, and when she was done, she would have sold us too.
She promised.
She never intended to deliver because she needs my body, my institute, my world. She's never coming back to yours.
Lord Corrivan, you are stripped of title, territory, and name. You will be held in the deep trenches until you rot, or until I decide otherwise. Seraphina is no longer a citizen of Atlantis. Her name will be struck from every record, her image from every wall. She will never be welcomed here again. The human who wears her body is named Alara Reed. She is not my pet. She is not my property. She is my science advisor, the first in our history. Does anyone object?
Then we're done here.
In one sentence, he gave me a title. In one touch, he made sure the court understood it mattered. That was thorough. The title stripping, the record erasure, even from the surface.
She deserves worse. I gave her everything. Pearls, coral chambers, my attention, my tection, everything a favorite could want, and she traded it for genetic samples in a human laboratory.
She didn't want what you gave her. She wanted what you couldn't.
What?
Freedom. She was a pet, Kaylin. Beautiful, obedient, vicious. Everything you wanted. You said that yourself the day I arrived.
I didn't mean...
You did, and she knew it. She knew she was a possession. A favorite one, but still a possession. So she looked at a cage and decided to burn it down.
And you? What do you see when you look at my kingdom?
A system so stable it's forgotten how to change. Power concentrated in bloodlines instead of capability. A species with extraordinary biological advantages that spent centuries hiding instead of adapting.
You see weakness.
I see potential. I don't know where home is anymore, but I know what I want. I want to build something here. A real laboratory. A place to study your biology properly. Find ways to protect your people that don't involve hiding.
You want to experiment on us?
I want to help you survive what's coming. Because Sarah Farina was right about one thing. Humans are coming. Maybe not today, maybe not this year, but eventually. And when they do, you need to be ready.
You called yourself a survivor in the coral forest. I heard you.
I know. I felt you there.
Survivors don't build. They endure.
Survivors endure until they find somewhere worth staying. Then they build whatever it takes to protect what matters.
What matters to you, Alana Reed?
I'm still figuring that out. But I'd like to figure it out here.
Then stay.
I'm not asking permission.
No. You never do. This was hers. Take it off. This is yours, if you want it. Science advisor. It's not a title I ever thought I'd create.
It's not a title I ever thought I'd accept.
But you did.
But I did. For the first time since waking in a stolen body, I didn't feel like I was drowning.
My scholars found references to the original exchange ritual in texts Serafina didn't destroy. There is a way back.
What's the cost?
Both parties must be present, willing, connected.
Serafina will never agree willingly.
Then we make her.
If we force her back, she could hurt my body, burn my institute, destroy my research just to spine me.
Then we give her a reason to return voluntarily. Something she wants more than your human life.
She wants to be seen. Not as a pet. As someone who matters. Someone who won.
Then let her think she's winning.
Dr. Reed, I don't know how to say this. Try. You changed things here, for me. I was nobody before you came. Just a servant who taught etiquette to new favorites. Now I help with research. I bring you court gossip. I matter.
You always mattered, Maris. You just needed someone to notice.
If I don't see you again...
You will. And when I come back, you'll still matter.
Good luck, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, Morris.
Nervous?
No. Scientists don't get nervous. We get curious.
Liar.
Terrified. You?
The same. I've never seen your world with my own eyes.
It's loud. Bright. Smells terrible in some places, wonderful in others.
What is that?
Sky.
It's...
I know. For one suspended minute, we weren't enemies, allies, king and captive, scientists and subject. Just two creatures between worlds. Tomorrow we face her.
Tomorrow. Tonight, just this. She'll come. She wants this too much.
Wanting isn't the same as trusting.
No. But arrogant is predictable.
The text said the exchange required balance, willingness, and sacrifice. One must offer what the other cannot give. We still didn't fully know what that meant.
Are you ready?
No.
No.
You? Good. Let's begin. Let's begin.
Elias. Elias. You came.
I was invited. I assume you finally accepted that I won.
The ritual requires your willingness, not your victory.
You've been busy, little scientist. I've been surviving. Same thing, in your case.
You return what you stole. Your soul to your body, hers to hers.
And what do I get?
Your life. Your freedom. The humans think you're Alara Reed. Keep the name. Keep the institute. Keep whatever you've built. Just leave my people alone.
You'd let me go? After everything?
I'd let you go because of everything. You wanted freedom. There it is. Take it.
Fine. But I have conditions. No exposure, no revenge from your side, and tell Maris I'm sorry. She was kind to me. I repaid it badly.
I'll tell her.
Scars, my lungs. Mine.
That's new.
You get used to it.
Go. Before I change my mind.
The ritual created a permanent link between us. I felt it happen.
Yes.
That means we can find each other, no matter which world we're in.
Yes.
I'm not leaving my institute, my work. Leo and the others need help cleaning up her mech to the palace, if you'll have me.
Science advisor, visitor, whatever you'll give me.
I'll give you time. And data, and arguments about methodology that will make you want to throw me out of your kingdom.
I look forward to it.
I'll give you time, and data, and arguments about methodology that will make you want to throw me out of your kingdom.
I look forward to it. I look forward to it.
It's learning. The Kelps is adapting to the light pattern. Is it supposed to do that?
I have no idea. That's what makes it interesting.
Dr. Reed, you say that about everything.
His Highness is here. You can come in. I'm just observing.
The kelp?
Learning, I think. The data's preliminary. I always knew when he was near now. Not words, not command, just presence.
You've been here 3 weeks this time.
My grant cycle ended. Leo's handling the institute until I get back.
Leo. He knows about us?
He knows I spend a lot of time in the ocean. He knows I'm happier than I used to be. He doesn't ask questions I can't answer.
And Serafina?
Last I heard, she moved to another coast and started a consulting firm. She sent Maris a letter apologizing again. I don't think Maris wrote back.
She sent me one too. She said she doesn't regret what she did. Only who she did it to.
That's probably as close to remorse as she's capable of.
Does it bother you that she's free?
No. She's not free, she's just in a different cage. One she built herself, that's enough.
I have a question. The permanent link. Does it bother you that I'm always there? That you can't be alone the way you used to?
The first few weeks were hard. I'd reach for solitude and find you instead. It felt like drowning all over again.
I didn't know.
Because I didn't tell you. I was still learning that connection isn't the same as captivity. Now I wake up and feel you there, and it's like knowing the tide will come in. Like having a constant in an equation I'm still trying to solve. I don't need to be alone anymore. I just need to know I could be. And I can. You give me that.
I used to think strength meant never needing anyone. I was wrong. Strength is choosing who you need, and being brave enough to let them need you back.
6 months ago, that kind of honesty would have sounded impossible in his mouth. Now it sounded like home. I have a question, too. You offered your certainty, your arrogance. Do you miss them?
Every day. Certainty is comfortable. Arrogance is easy. But they were walls. I don't miss walls.
I don't miss mine either. The experiment of us was still ongoing. The data was still preliminary, but I knew 2 things for certain. He was there. He would always be there. And for once, that was enough.